So again, a big part of value is monetization. So that's where we're going to get into next. We're going to be talking about WebXR ad monetization in particular with Elijah from Zesty Marketplace. And he's going to be going live and talking about what they are doing to help with ad tech and monetization within WebXR. So welcome, Elijah. Take it away.
Thanks for having me. Cool. I think I've got a screen share that needs to be activated. We'll just wait for that. Cool. Hopefully everyone can see that. My name is Elijah. I'm with a company called Zesty, one of the co-founders, and yeah, really excited to chat about monetization in WebXR and tell you more about Zesty. So who am I? I guess you can't see the entire screen, so there you go. Yeah, I studied computer science at University of Toronto, worked for a couple of years at Shopify as a data engineer, so on the data team with analytics and making sure that data scientists had fresh data, and got into VR with the Oculus Quest 1 that came out in 2019. Finally there was a headset that was standalone that didn't need a computer to run it, and decent performance, and started a company called Wonderleap to help developers in the WebXR space monetize their content, and we raised about $500,000 in 2021 for a new company called Zesty that was basically extending the work that we had done with Wonderleap to build the monetization and the data layer for WebXR. So yeah, we'll talk a bit about Zesty portals. This is the brand and marketing chat. So kind of a new paradigm of thinking about access to new immersive worlds. Tell you a bit more about the traffic that we're seeing in the WebXR space. How many people are actually visiting WebXR content based on what our SDK has been able to find. Tell you a bit about the games and content which brands and marketers can integrate with using our SDK, and monetization, touching on that and what it means for this kind of ecosystem of brands, developers, the players of these games. And some of our findings from that. So yeah, excited to dive in. So kind of the initial idea, or the initial product that we set out with was a portal that can be rented inside WebXR games, right? So there's a couple of, I don't know if you've played any of these games that are featured in the Oculus browser. I guess now it's called the Meta browser, but there's a lot of these games that are out there that are getting about 500,000 visits per month in traffic from the Quest 2 mainly, and they just haven't had a way to monetize that traffic, and so we decided to build out an SDK. I'll just show you a bit more about. It's better to show than to tell, so got a quick little video that tells you about some of these games, or shows you these games. This one's called Archery Training. It's built by a company called Bite Rabbit. I believe they're using an engine called Wonderland Engine to build it. And this is Barista Express. In the corner here, you can kind of see these banners or portals that right there. Let me see if I can pause it. Is it showing up for you guys? I'm not sure if it's showing. So yeah, this is a video. I don't know if you can actually see that video. Okay, we'll just continue on. So anyways,
Elijah, if you want to share the video,
yeah.
click the plus.
Sure.
I'm going to unshare your screen, click the plus, and then click local video, and then play the video through your computer.
Oh, interesting. Okay, let me try that. I don't even know if I have a local file on my computer, but that's okay. Like I'll just keep going. Thank you anyways. I'll just show you, so I'm continuing to share, but it's not showing there we go, let me try that again. Okay, cool. All right, you should be able to see now. I think there was just an issue with this screen share. So this is a game called Barista Express. In the corner, you can see, a little banner or portal that people can click on to go to um, a game called VR Workout. It's like an exercise game. Here's another one called Cross the Street Fun by a developer named Sven. And in the corner, you might have seen a little poster here that links out to a game called Robot Rally that we're also working on, which is like a multiplayer shooter. This is it's like a Frogger, but like in real life, I guess, or in VR. Just kind of skipping forward. This is one by, I guess you guys all know, Yinch. And this one doesn't have any Zesty banners in here, but I know they've got some branding and marketing that you might have seen that kind of catch a glimpse of this brand called Shred. I'm not exactly sure what they do, but having some sort of brand awareness and placement in here, which is helpful. So yeah, just some examples of actual use cases in which brands have been engaging. Brands, not only like the big traditional brands, but like smaller, indie game developers that have their own brands and want kind of distribution amongst headset owners and the Oculus or the Meta Quest ecosystem. So we've also been working with larger game studios like Resolution Games, the creators of Blaston. They're also the creators of Angry Birds VR to help them promote their games in the Quest ecosystem. They see WebXR as an alternative distribution mechanism for content and a way to get exposure. So we worked with them as well as Fast Travel Games when they were releasing the Curious Tale of Stolen Pets. These are all kind of games and Synth Riders as well. These are all games that you can play on the Quest. We have about 2% penetration within the Quest ecosystem using our portals and our SDK. So they've been able to grow their install base and their user base pretty rapidly using our solution. Some other billboards, portals, banners that you might recognize. There's a company called Tribe. They teach people how to DJ in VR. And then the Rebuff Reality guys, the VR shop right here. They're a VR accessory e-commerce store based out of Shanghai. They actually built an immersive shopping or like a mall type experience for people to enjoy and be able to browse various VR accessories while they're inside the headset. So it didn't break immersion. You're seeing a brand or some sort of portal into a new world from a game that you're playing, of which there's like 200,000 people playing these games a month, right? So you're able to drive a fair bit of traffic into new immersive worlds, and so that's why we started to call them portals, because it links out to different experiences. And then the VR workout one is just an app in the app lab. It started out in the app lab, and I believe they're now getting into the app store. So, I mean, we're also talking about monetization here. When brands and companies begin paying and renting out these portal spots, which by the way are actually, these portals are NFTs, so you're able to rent out this NFT, and your ownership for a certain period of time actually allows you to change the asset or the metadata that's behind the NFT into a picture or a poster that you want, as well as a URL that you can link people out to. So you're able to change the metadata by renting it out, and all that revenue. It's kind of like the Airbnb model. All that revenue is now being generated for WebXR devs to be able to sustain their businesses and to continue creating new content, so that they can keep on building and carrying out what they're passionate about. So all this revenue, because it's happening on chain, we're able to be very transparent about it, be very transparent about the revenue that's being generated, and all of it's being generated on a Polygon blockchain because our NFTs are on Polygon. So yeah, since August last year, it's done about $15,000 in revenue for WebXR devs, which truly is like a 0 to 1 moment for developers. previously was very difficult to monetize. And in terms of just traffic growth that we've seen throughout the past couple of months, since March this year, we were seeing about 50,000 billboard or portal loads per week, and now we're seeing, you know, above and beyond 80 to 90,000 you know, times. Like, so this is just the number of times that our SDK is being loaded. So it's grown, you know, considerably, mainly due to, I think, just the amount of adoption of the hardware for the Quest 2, and we're looking forward to the Pico 4 and the Quest Pro, which we actually have been able to kind of confirm that that is the name of the new device, because our SDK has actually picked up the user agent. So yeah, just diving into the SDK a little bit, you know, when people talk about metaverses, it's very difficult to predict which one is actually going to win. You know, Roblox and Fortnite are doing really well. But it's for a certain kind of demographic. So we decided to build out this kind of interoperable portal layer that works with D3JS, Babylon, Unity, CryptoVoxels, Decentraland, you know, Wonderland Engine, you know, every kind of framework and platform, you know, we're compatible with. And so we're not only able to do, you know, provide this portal and monetization service, but also we're able to get analytics around how users and players are engaging with the brand's marketing, you know, collateral and their creatives, so that they can go back and do some sort of, you know, they can do A/B testing on what works best, and what kind of copy converts the most effectively. And so we're not talking just like, you know, hypothetical marketing scenarios in which, you know, there may or may not be a brand that's actually behind the scenes, actually creating collateral or creating creative. So you know, these are real companies that are spending in the WebXR space, and putting that money back into the ecosystem for other WebXR devs to continue doing what they do best, which is creating games and content for the space. So we kind of see the SDK, this Zesty portal SDK, is kind of a middleware for the space. You know, we're going to be integrating with the games and markets and the commerce layer. There's a commerce layer because we're actually helping the sales process, but also we're able to drive discovery of new events, of new social things to do for brands. And so we've been able to, because of all the data that we've been able to collect across the WebXR space, we've started to build out a little directory that aggregates the amount of traffic and the visits and the popularity of the different types of content that brands can be integrating with. And this is also very helpful for brands, because for developers, because it educates them on what kinds of content actually, you know, users want to be playing in the WebXR space. And so, you know, we've been taking these learnings about, you know, people want more multiplayer. I think brands, from, like, you know, when you think about multiplayer for brands, it allows them to interact with the players and the users that are coming into the game, and allows them to enable voice chat and communicate and learn about what it is that these people and their customers want. And so we've been leaning a lot more into the multiplayer and voice chat enabled game ideas. And so we kind of look out for that as we build Robot Rally. Yeah, and so just like just kind of stepping back into monetization, you can as a WebXR developer, you can monetize with portals and banners that are rentable, and so you're renting out the time. There's different platform tokens. So Construct Arcade has their Construct coin, and we're beginning to explore kind of what it means, you know, to have NFTs as a way to monetize and provide digital ownership. So yeah, just in closing, I know we're coming up on time. The WebXR space is growing very quickly. I think, you know, last year we had like 50,000 visits per month, and now it's 10x that. And we're looking forward to the next few months. Christmas time is always, you know, you always see a 3 to 4x jump in traffic, and it kind of balances out to about 2x the previous 6. And then I would say it's a little bit early for the big brands, just because there isn't a lot of traffic. You know, bigger major brands are more used to like the tens of millions to actually be able to do effective targeting and personalization But we're starting with grassroots communities and developers to bootstrap the ecosystem with Zesty, and we're building on chain, so it's going to be transparent. You'll be able to see exactly how the process or the progress has been. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully this was helpful. Feel free to reach out on Twitter, and we've got Twitter for Zesty Market as well, and that's my email.
That was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
No, thank you. I thought it was really interesting how, ad tech and monetization helps creators, with kind of incentivizing them to build for this platform, but it also helps creators understand what the users want, which it's a win-win situation with helping the creators who are investing their time and their efforts into this space, but also for the end users to continue to develop games and experiences that resonate with them. So, ad tech and ad monetization, is an excellent thing and can be used in very positive ways to help grow this ecosystem and industry. And we need to keep that top of mind of how do we use, how do we monetize it in responsible ways, but ways that are going to be a win-win-win for everybody that is involved. So thank you, Elijah.